So good morning, sir. Good morning, everyone. So my topic for today is all about Chapter 6, the Human Resource Audit. So human resource or HR audit is the process of examining policies, procedure, documentation, system, and practices with respect on organization's human resource function. So meaning, ang HR audit is a systematic process of an organization's HR policies, procedures, documentations, system, and practices. So, ang main goal sa audit is to identify the strengths and the weaknesses in the non-profit HR functions and to address any issues that requires a solution. So, ang audit is help ni siya to reveal areas where the improvements can be made and also to enhance the effectiveness and the efficiency of the HR system. So, ensuring that it aligns with the organization's goals and meet the legal and the regulatory requirements. Next topic is all about the concept of HR audit. So an audit is means by which an organization can measure where it currently stands or determine what it has to accomplish to improve its human resource function. So ang audit is nag-serve din siya as a tool for organizations to assess their current status in terms of their human resource functions. It also helps to identify the areas that requires improvements and set the directions for achieving their improvements. So by conducting the HR audit, ang organizations can measure their current performance and identify their gaps or their weaknesses and to determine necessary action to enhance their HR functions. So the next topic is all about the purpose of the HR audit. So first is to ensure the effective utilization of an organization's human resources. So meaning, ang HR audit helps the organizations assesses how effectively they are utilizing their human resources. So it examines the factors such as the workforce planning, job analysis, recruitment and training, and to ensure the employee are being utilized optimally. Second is to review compliance with myriads and administrative regulations. So, it evaluates the organization's compliance with various laws, regulations, and administrative recruitments related to employment. Third is to instill a sense of confidence in management in the human resource function that is well managed to prepare to meet potential challenges. So, by conducting an HR audit, so ang organization can demonstrate their commitment to effectively managing their human resources. Fourth is to maintain or enhance the organization's and the department's population in the community. So it means that to maintain or to enhance the organization's reputation or standing within the community. And lastly is to perform the due diligence review for shareholders or potential investors or owners. So it serves a due diligence review for shareholders or investor owners, and it provides them insights into the organization's HR practices, potential risks, and compliance status, helping them make informed decisions. So the next topic that we are going to tackle is about the need for the human resource audit. So we have here the four cited examples. First, we have the felt concern by top management. So an HR audit may be conducted when the top management expresses a concern about the effectiveness or the compliance of the HR practices. So it helps to address these concerns, identify the areas for the improvement. Next example is compulsion of external force initiating a situational audit. So external factors such as change in laws, regulations, or industry practice may require organizations to conduct HR audit to ensure the compliance and to adopt new requirements. The next one is the business changing significantly influenced by international business decisions affecting the human resource management. So if the organization undergoes a significant changes due to the international business decisions, ang HR audit mag-assist na siya to mag-assist na siya to impact on the HR practices. Please stay. So business changing significantly influenced by international business decisions affecting the human resource management. So if the organization undergoes the significant changes due to the international business decisions on HR audit, can assess the impact on HR practices and identify the necessary adjustments. The last example is the urge and the part of the HR professionals toward advancement of practice and system. So, ang HR professionals may initiate an HR audit to assess the current practice identify areas for the improvements, and mag-implement sila og advanced HR strategies and systems.
Good day everyone, my name is Jisa Villacora, the second reporter of Chapter 6. My topic is all about designing an HRD audit process. Designing an HRD or Human Resource Development audit process involves systematically evaluating an organization HRD functions, policies, practices, and outcomes to ensure they are aligned with the overall strategic goals and are effectively contributing to the development of employees. Human resource staff should conduct periodic departmental audits to ensure the organization's compliance with employment, regulations, and human resource best practices. Audit processes and methods include examinations of employment records, salary data, enlightability, documentation, and performance standard to make sure the effectiveness of workplace policies and departmental procedures. Next is compensation policy. Auditing compensation benefits and pay practices requires use of employee census records and in some cases, employee personnel files to determine the employee qualification and credential match the company's staffing models. Auditing compensation benefits and pay practices involve using employee census records and sometimes personal files to ensure the employee qualification and credential align with the company's staffing models. Next is management performance. Supervisor and manager performance audit can be rather subjective. However, they can be done relying on quantitative measurements such as reviewing employee files and to determine the number of times manager provide employee feedback. So the supervisor and manager performance audit can use quantitative measure like counting how often managers give feedback to employees to reduce subjectively. Next is legal fees. Fees. The human resource process for auditing compliance with federal and state employment laws includes reviewing employee relation files. When conducting the audit for compliance with equal employment opportunity policies, human resource staff examine the types of compliance employee file. So to ensure compliance with employment laws, human resource review employees relation files, focusing on the types of compliance related to equal employment opportunity policies. So the last one is employment eligibility. Employment eligibility audits are common human resource audits, whether they are performed in-house by the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, the federal bureau responsible for obtaining data related to enforcing employment eligibility regulation. So it means employment eligibility audits often by HR Department or U.S. Immigration and Custom Enforcement check if employees are legally allowed to work in the U.S. And that's all. Thank you.
Good day everyone. So I am the third reporter of Group 6. So I'm going to report about the preventive and corrective actions. Okay, so when we talk preventive and corrective action, it can be considered as an action taken to prevent non-conformity from happening. So when we say non-conformity, it is all about that kanang like that employee or person is not kanang wala siya nag-follow og mga norms and rules sa isa ka company or an organizations. However, if there is no non-conformity and the federal is kanang federal and preventive action is effective, so the status quo will be maintained since ang federal and preventive actions man ka effective, so ang kanang status is na maintain ra siya. So this hases the difficulty of auditing a process for which ang desired output is to maintain the status quo. So there is often confusion about the difference between the term correction, corrective actions, and preventive action, and also in relation to an organization's activities in respect of each of them. So when auditing an organization's correction and corrective process, it is relatively straightforward because the result of effectiveness of this process are usually well defined. But if ang organization manggod, if nakabalo na sila o na-identify na nila nga naay non-conformity, it kuan mas simple ra sa auditor nga ma-evaluate ang process the organization nga gamiton or ang naplano na nila sa ang buhaton para ma-correct and whether or not will be effective or ma-avoid ang reoccurrence sa mga non-conformity. However, auditing preventive action process is usually more complex siya. Okay, so let's talk about the auditing guidance. So, the ISO 9001 nag-require sa mga organization nga dapat there are documented procedure para sa preventive actions. So, the ISO 9001 nag-require siya og standard or document. So, the standard requires the document procedure is include the keyword procedure. So, the keyword procedure is a procedure that is tried and true process or method used to accomplish a particular task. So, ang keyword procedure kay kana siyang true process or method nga gamiton para ma-accomplish ang usa ka task. That is the kanang process sa keyword procedures. So, the first keyword procedure is how the orientation determine the potential non-conformities and their causes. So, the second keyword procedure is an evaluation of the need for prevention action. Method used in evaluation could include the risk analysis approach, failure modes, and effect analysis as mentioned. The third one is how the organizations determine what action is required and how it is implemented. An auditor should look for evidence that the organization has analyzed the causes of potential nonconformities. The required actions are developed in all relevant parts of the organizations in a timely manner. And the fourth one is record of the result of the action taken. The last but not the least is a review of the preventive action taken. So today, let's talk about the corrective action procedure. So the purpose of the corrective action procedure is to outline the process for ensuring that action required to fix deficiencies identified from any hazard identifying activity is documented and tracked until completed. Such hazard identifying activity is including the inspections, testing, audits, as well as hazard and incident reporting. So in the corrective action procedure, the keyword is hazard. So when we talk about hazard, it is a situation that poses a level of threats to life, health, property, or environment. So the other term of corrective action is any action taken para ma-eliminate or ma-remedy an undesirable situation or conditions. So let's talk about the hierarchy of risk control. So hierarchy of risk control, these ways of controlling risk rank from the highest level of protection and reliability to the lowest. Let's talk about the procedures. First is identify corrective actions like activities that identify corrective or preventive action opportunities include the conducting workplace inspections, testing, inspecting, and monitoring of plant and equipment.
Audio Jungle.
Good day, sir. I am Cherfel Bero and my topic is all about rule and business improvement. First is business improvement. So business improvement means the auditors have worked with many companies and offer valuable insights on HRD practices. Since their audits are low cost, they provide great, great value by helping top management focus on long-term and strategic business planning. Business improvement example is kanang implementing customer feedback systems to identify areas for implementing and acting on the feedback promptly. Next is change in the styles of the top management. This means that a learning culture happens when managers help employees grow and learn from their mistakes and problems. For example, shifting from directive leadership style to a coaching and empowering leadership approach. Next is rule clarity of HRD department and the role of line managers in HRD. It is mean that HRD audit helps employees understand the important role of the HRD department now and in the future. HRD department example niya is kanang kuan mag-organize og leadership training programs for potential managers, and sa line managers pod is kanang mag-recommend sila og suitable employees para sa training, mag-provide sila provides ongoing support and feedback to participants. Improvement in HRD system. It means that HRD audit helps organizations see how effective their HRD systems are, improve them. Improvements includes better performance appraisal, new training programs, job rotation, and career planning. Increase focus on human resource and human competencies means that focus on new knowledge, attitudes, and skills employee needs. It evaluates the technical, managerial, human, conceptual skills of staff and at different levels. Example, use advanced sourcing techniques through screening processes and provide onboarding programs, leading to a more skilled and professional workforce. Is better recruitment policies and more professional staff means that HRD audit helps companies understand what skills from their employees. This information this information guides them in creating a better hiring policies and procedures. Next is more planning and more cost-effective training. Means that HRD audit helps companies see if their training investments are paying off. It looks at how much spent on training and what can they benefit it brings to a company or organization. Next is strengthening accountability through appraisal system and other mechanisms. HRD audit helps understand how accountability employees are in the organization. It looks at how performance appraisal at the overall work culture to assess accountability levels. Next is streamlining of other management practices. So, i-highlights niya ang both strengths and weaknesses in the management system of an organization. It also shows where there's lack of system that could improve employee productivity and better utilize existing skills. For example, implement an integrated management software systems, reducing administrative workload. Next is total management or TQM interventions. It shows how important it also involved employees in quality improvement efforts like total quality management TQM. It can also help strengthening connection between TQM and other quality programs within the organizations. For example, kanang mag-introduce og regular quality audits, then employee training on TQM principles and feedback loop for constant improvement. And that's all. Thank you.
Good day, sir. My topic is all about methodology of HR's audit. There are 4 methods of conducting HR audit. For HR audit, either combination of methods or all the methods are used. Individual interview method, group interview method, workshop method, and questionnaire method. HR audit is a comprehensive review of an organization, HR policies, procedure, practices, and strategies to ensure legal compliance and effectiveness in achieving organizational goals. It involves assessing various aspects of HR functions such as recruitment, onboarding, training, performance management, compensation, benefits, employee relation, and compliance with labor and law relations. Individual interview method. Top level management and senior manager are interviewed individually. It helps in knowing their thinking about future plans and opportunities available for the company. knowing about their experience from the HR audit, getting sensitive information pertaining to working styles and culture. Onion leaders, departmental heads, some strategic clients, and informal leaders are also interviewed individually. In case of small companies manned by professional interviews, can be extended with selected employees from different levels and functions. The individual interview is conducted with CEO, HRD chief, line managers, and work under representative. So, individual interviews method is a common approach used in HR audits to gather valuable insights and feedback from employees, managers, and key stakeholders within organization. This method involves conducting structured or semi-structured interview with individuals to assess various aspects of organization's HR function. Next is interview with the CEO. The purpose is to know the expectation of CEO, to explain the limitation of HRA, to get us cooperation from staff, to know strategic, long-term, and short-term plan of the organization. Conducting an interview with the CEO is part of an HR audit, can be provide valuable insight into the organization, strategic direction, leadership priorities, and CEO perspective on the importance of human resource within the organization. Next is interview with the HRD chief. The objective is to understand the existing system, structured skill of staff, style of top management, and relationship with the HRD philosophy, problem, etc. To understand HRD chief's perceptions about top management and support required from them, about line managers, their competencies and involved in HRD matters, about unions and their involvement in HRD related issues, the competencies of HRD department and staff, to understand the internal customer framework of HRD department, to find the division and how time is spent by the department, to ascertain views on how various systems are working, to get a SWOT analysis of HRD system, to prepare a list of documents via checklist of HR audit, conducting an interview with the Chief of Human Resource Department or HRD Chief as part of an HR audit is crucial for gaining insight into the HR functions, performance challenges, and strategic priorities with the organization. This interview with line managers. The objective is to understand their perception about their HRD needs, current status, expectation, competencies, commitment to HRD. Interviewing line managers as part of an HR audit is essential for gaining insight into the implementation of HR policies and practices at the operational level. Line managers play a crucial role in executing HR strategy, managing employees, and ensuring alignment with organizational goals. Next is interview with workers and their representative. The objective is find out their current development needs, business goals of the company, their motivational level, culture prevailing in the organization, good and bad practices in the organization. Interviewing workers with their representative as part of an HR audit is crucial for gaining insight in the employee experience, perception of HR practices and areas of improvement. With the organization, workers and their representative can provide valuable feedback on various HR-related issues, including workplace condition, communication, employee relation, and overall satisfaction. And that's all.
Good day, everyone, especially to you, sir. I am Juberna Sinoy, the sixth reporter of Group 6. So my topic is all about the group interview method and workshop method. So first, I will be discussing about the group interview method. So when you say group interview method, it is a discussion with employees and executive of large companies for HR audit facilitate collection of information about effectiveness of existing systems. So the advantages of group interview methods are: the first one is wider coverage of issues. Expanding coverage to encompass a broader range of issues helps ensure a more comprehensive understanding of various topics and their interconnectedness. It promotes informed discussions and fosters empathy and awareness about diverse perspectives and challenges. And the next one is larger involvement of employees. Increasing employee involvement can enhance innovation, productivity, and overall organizational effectiveness. The third one is verification of data and significant points. Verifying data and key points is crucial for ensuring accuracy, reliability, and credibility. It helps to prevent misinformation and enables informed decision making. And lastly, assessment of impact of feelings related to any issue and problem. Feelings play a significant role in how we perceive and tackle issues and problems. They can motivate action and hinder progress. It's really important to acknowledge and address both positive and negative feelings to navigate challenges effectively. So those are the advantages of group interview method. There are three guidelines for selecting samples for group interviews. The first one is middle-level managers. It play a crucial role organizations acting as a bridge between top management and frontline employees. They implement strategies, coordinate teams, and ensure day-to-day operations run smoothly. The second one is supervisor and staff. 10% up to 5 to 6 groups from different functions and workplaces may be selected for. One is the workmen. To be interviewed in large groups, 5 to 10 groups are advised. For my last topic is all about the workshop method. So the workshop method is a teaching or learning approach that emphasizes hands-on activities, group collaboration, and problem solving. Large-scale interactive process. It refers to the system or application that can handle a high volume of users or data while allowing real-time interaction. Scale interactive process or LSIP is conducted as under 30 to 300 participants can be asked to gather in a room. They are divided in small groups to work either around system or subsystem around different dimensions of HRD and SWOT analysis. All of the groups thereafter give presentation. The HR auditor compiles the views of all groups, makes own observations, conclusions, and prepare a report. For the last one, the HR should announce the audit results before submitting the. That would be all. Thank you.
Good day, sir. I am Jolimi B. Kapala and I am the part of the Group 5 reporter. My topic is all about questionnaire method. Feedback about various dimensions HRD, including the competency base of HRD staff, the styles of line managers, the implementation of various HRD systems, etc. are obtained through a detailed questionnaire from individuals of groups for each R audit. This method helps in benchmarking. So, questionnaire method, it is a research technique that involves collecting data through a set of structured questions presented to participants. And then questionnaire method also allows researchers to collect standardized data, compare response, identify patterns, and draw conclusions based on the information provided by the participants. So there are some process of questionnaire method. First, detailed questionnaire is prepared by HR auditor. Second, individual or groups are asked to assemble in room or hall or explain the objective and process of HR audit. Third is they submit the questionnaire duty filled into HR auditor. Next is the HR auditor complies the feedback, makes observations, conclusions, and recommendations. And the last is audit results are informed to the participants before the report is submitted. So next is HR audit questionnaire. With human resources audit becoming a mandatory annual undertaking in most organizations, there is denying the vital role that the HR audit questionnaire plays. The HR audit is conducted for purposes for overall well-being of the human resources in an organization. So HR audit questionnaire is talk about is a tool used by organizations to assist and evaluate their human resources practices, policies, and procedures. The purpose of HR audit or human resource audit questionnaire is to identify strengths, weaknesses, and areas for improvement in the functions. And next is limitation of HRD audit. The audit is rarely a failure. However, when the audit is conducted as a fashion or as a requirements of someone else and the CEO has no way of refusing such an HRD audit, it can have some negative results. So the limitation of HRD audits it refers to the constraints or challenges that organizations may encounter when conducting an audit of the HRD practices. So HRD audit also can provide valuable insights into the strengths and weakness of an organization. And that's all.